Welcome to the show. We are continuing on with surprises. Today we're talking about 5 running backs that may surprise you this season. Now, people assume when you're talking a surprise, it's actually a good thing. Well, there is a running back here, or 2 of them actually, that when you look at them based on their ADP, they may surprise you and hurt your team this year. So 5 running backs, deep dive into them statistically, historically, metaphorically, everything. We're diving into these 5 running backs and telling you whether they're going to surprise you in a good or bad way. So I'm excited to dive into this show today, guys. Going to be super exciting. I love talking anything running backs, and we are so close to the fantasy football season. We're having some fun here. If you are new to the channel, make sure you guys click subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. And of course, guys, leave it a thumbs up. And in the comments, I want to make this super interactive, guys. In the comments below, let me know, are these guys going to surprise you in a good or bad way? The guys that I mentioned, or list a running back and let me know, is this running back, surprise worthy? Is he going to boom or bust, basically, right? In the comments below, I want to make it super interactive, all right? Before we get into the show, 2 big announcements, actually 3 big announcements. Story time with the counselor. First and foremost, guys, manscaped.com does promote the show. Now, I get a lot of people DM me saying they purchased the product. I get some people DMing me saying, Joe, honestly, I'm glad I purchased the product. Like, straight up, I love this product, love the smell. My wife likes the smell, the body wash shampoo. Guys, I only promote stuff I believe in. In my hand, I've got the Lawnmower 4.0, skin-safe technology, guys, rechargeable, wireless charging, LED spotlight, waterproof, travel lock, everything here. I have to read the back because there's so many features on this thing. Sleek design. You can shave your balls with confidence. Get the Lawnmower 4.0. Use code SHOWERLINE20. And the cool thing is, guys, they got tons of deals on their site. So what you do is you go to the site, and basically upon checkout, you use SHOWERLINE20. You save yourself additional 20%. Go, guys. Head on over there right now. That's the sponsor of the show. Secondly, get the 16-round drafts. We are so close to the season. This will help you guys crush your leagues. Sleepers, breakouts, optimal players to draft each round, video training. Guys, everything to crush your drafts. Like having me at the draft with you. Get 16 rounds right now. And finally, guys, Fantasy Frontlines is coming out tomorrow. More on that. It'll be uploaded onto my website, guys, so you can catch it there. Look up Fantasy Frontlines. And it's going to be super exciting. More on that. All right. Join the Discord to be notified, first to hear about it. So more to come on that. Are you ready to take the front lines of the counselor? So those are the announcements, guys. Go take action. Everything that I give you is value for you guys. All right. Now let's dive into this. The first running back that may surprise you. Now there is a lot of surprises in life. You don't want this surprise if he's going to bust on you. The guy I'm talking about, number 1, is Dalvin Cook. Now, I will tell you, with Dalvin Cook, his life has been a surprise for fantasy owners, actually. For himself and for fantasy owners, because he surprised himself that he can't actually finish a season, and he surprises fantasy owners like every single year on which week he's going to be missing. So one thing is for sure, and everyone that's drafting him shouldn't be surprised at this point. You would think that they wouldn't be surprised, yet they still draft him in the first round. It doesn't make sense to me, guys. And then they get surprised when he gets hurt. Oh my God, I drafted Dalvin Cooks. I'm upset he got hurt. And I drafted him in the first round. Well, 100%, 99.9% this guy's getting hurt. He's been paid. He's been incentivized. He's got nothing more to play for. He's done. He's had his pinnacle year. His pinnacle year came in 2020. He had 293 fantasy points. And that's it. That's in standard, right? In PPR, he did a little bit better, 337. That was his pinnacle year, guys. 2020 was the best Dalvin Cook you'll ever see. That's it. It's downhill from there. Now, when you look at the games played, 4 games in year 1, 11 games in year 2, 14 games in year 3, 14 games in year 4, and 13 games last year. Missing your fantasy football championships back in 2020, I believe it was, or 2019. Either way, he missed a fantasy football championship, so he always misses a certain window of weeks. He likes doing that to you. He likes to play fantasy football roulette with you. So, the thing is, I'm not surprised. And hopefully after listening to this, you won't be surprised. And some people say, well, I get to draft Madison. What a waste of a pick. Why do you want to waste a bench spot on Madison when just don't draft Dalvin Cook, draft a real running back. There's anyone can get hurt, right? But at least you're not guaranteed that he's going to get hurt, right? So I draft a Najee or a Henry or something like that when I know he could finish a full season, right? And what I would do is get Madison maybe later. I'm not getting Madison, but you guys can if you really like him. And then now you're going to have 2 running backs. You're going to have Henry or Najee or whoever, and then you're going to have Madison. So you're going to have 2 RB1s, right? But the Cook owner is going to have 0 RBs because he's going to be hurt. So to me, is it a surprise that he gets hurt? No, but he will surprise you again for a 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 week window. Well, he will miss time. Surprise on which week it's going to be. So Dalvin Cook, big surprise. I'm staying away from him. All right. Second guy here he's going to surprise a lot of people because he's sitting 16th on the consensus rankings. Dalvin Cook, by the way, is sitting 4th on the consensus rankings. Hasn't finished a season in his life. Guaranteed to miss games. Unless you're delusional Concheapsis, then you're surprised that he's going to miss games. Next guy is sitting 16th on the consensus rankings. He's gone up a little bit in a couple spots here. Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott sitting 16th amongst running backs right now. That is ludicrous. This is a guy last year, 1,002 rushing yards. Not bad. 237 attempts. Not bad at all. 10 touchdowns. Not bad. When you contrast that to a DeAndre Swift, who had 151 attempts, what do you have? 5 touchdowns, 617 yards. Zeke Elliott crushed him, yet Zeke is sitting 16th and DeAndre Swift is sitting 8th amongst running backs in PPR. I think there's something wrong here. What I'm going to say with Zeke Elliott is he's going to surprise the consensus, not me, because I know he's going to finish top 10 again this year. Last year, played with a partially torn PCL, banged up, and what we've been seeing with Zeke is that he's been declining over the past couple years. Steady decline as Pollard has been inclining. Now, Jerry Jones just came out and said that they need to focus on Zeke Elliott. They need to focus on running him more, right? So they're going to run their best player. That is Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott will eat this year. I think this is his last hurrah. This is going to be a year where he's going to absolutely crush it. I'd say 12 to 1,400 receiving, or 12 to 1,400 rushing yards, 10 rushing touchdowns, 250 rushing attempts. And I think he's going to get some receptions, around 50 receptions. He had 47 last year. I still think he stays safe there. Now, I had the beat writer on, guys. He's telling me that Zeke Elliott is going to be the guy. All right, he's going to be the guy. So I am confident that Zeke Elliott will finish top 10 again, the safest guy. And the nice thing about it, guys, is he is great value. So you're looking at a guy who's absolutely immense value, a guy that you get the 3rd round who can absolutely crush it for you guys, all right? 3rd round value, Zeke Elliott. He's going to surprise you because he's going to finish top 10 because you're seeing him drafted in the 3rd round. He's going to shock you. He's going to surprise you. He's going to wow you this season, Zeke Elliott, all right? Coming in number 3 here, this guy's going to surprise you as well. The guy I'm talking about is Breece Hall. Now, again, great value. A suspect offense, I get it. He's on a suspect offense. He's on with the Jets, and I get it. But Breece Hall, guys, sitting 20th on the consensus rankings, 3rd round ADP right now, 3rd to 4th sometimes, depending on how many people are in your league. When you look at Breece Hall's stats, okay, 1,572 yards in 2020, 1,472 yards rushing in 2021. He's an absolute beast. We're talking 41. Let me count this again. Am I seeing this right? 41 rushing touchdowns in 2 seasons at Iowa State. And he can receive the ball. 302 receiving yards, guys, in 2021, 180 receiving yards in 2020. Not too many receiving touchdowns, 5 in those 2 years. And, when you look at the receptions, 36 in 2021. The guy gets the volume. The guy eats. And obviously, the Jets believe in him. They moved up to grab him, right? They believe in him. They scooped him up in the draft. Top prospect out of this draft. I keep talking about Breece Hall as a big-time sleeper here. And I'm telling you, this guy has that top 10, top 5 potential. Why? Because the talent is there. The opportunity is there. Now you're saying, well, Michael Carter's there. They don't believe in Michael Carter. If they loved Michael Carter, they wouldn't have even drafted Breece Hall. They hate Michael Carter. Michael Carter is chopped liver to the Jets. They don't care about him. They want to win. They want to play their best possible player at every position. That's going to be Breece Hall at the running back position. Now, when you look at the attempts, is the volume going to be there? Now, 147 attempts were there last year for Michael Carter. Obviously, he's going to take a step down. And then you have like a bunch of bottom feeders there last year, right? And those guys aren't going to get the ball. Ty Johnson had 61 attempts. Tevin Coleman had 84. Austin Walter, whoever that guy is, had 26. LaMichael P. Ryan had 8 rushing attempts. So there's like 150, 60, 70 attempts there that were given to bottom feeder running backs. That's all going to go towards Breece Hall's way and a little bit to Michael Carter. Michael Carter gets about 100. So mathematically, we're looking at a 240-point floor rushing attempt-wise for Breece Hall. And when he gets the ball, he's going to be a monster with it. So he's going to surprise you because, again, sitting 20th on the consensus, this guy could finish top 5 running back. Great upside, great value. Love Breece Hall this season. And again, great value as part of a robust RB strategy. Now, some people ask this question, who do I draft, Breece Hall or Ezekiel Elliott? That depends on your first two picks. If you want to play it safer, go Zeke. If you want more upside, go Breece Hall, all right? He's going to surprise you in a good way. Zeke Elliott, going to surprise you in a good way. Dalvin Cook, going to surprise you in a bad way. Next guy, let's get bad to the bone here in a bad way. DeAndre Swift, number 4 here, guys. Is he going to surprise you? Yes, because he is very expensive and he's going to bust based on his ADP. Sitting number 8 amongst running backs, okay? Ahead of guys like Saquon Barkley, ahead of guys like Breece Hall, ahead of guys like Zeke Elliott, ahead of guys like that could be way better than him, right? Now, why are they so high on him? I don't know. The consensus love this guy. Like, I don't get it. The Sheepses love this guy, but I'm looking at his numbers, guys. I'm not seeing anything to say to me like, wow, this guy is a good player. Wow, I got to draft this guy. Last year, 153 attempts, 601 rushing yards, 3.9 yards per carry, and 3 touchdowns for his counterpart, Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams, guys, let me repeat the numbers. 153 attempts, 601 yards on the ground, 3 rushing touchdowns, and he got some receptions, 28 targets, 26 receptions for 157 yards. Jamal Williams had more rushing attempts than DeAndre Swift last year. Now you're saying, well, DeAndre Swift only played 13 games. Well, so did Jamal Williams. There you go. So DeAndre Swift, 13 games last year. Now they're saying, well, Joe, he was hurt, and he came back and he looked pretty good. DeAndre Swift, he's looking good. Did he, though? Did he look good? When I look at his stats, 5.9 PPR fantasy points in week 17, 14.6 in week 18. And this guy gets a lot of rushing attempts. Like if you look at week 10, 33 rushing attempts, only 130 yards, averaging 3.9 yards per carry and 0 touchdowns on the ground. And he only had 16.5 fantasy points. That's with 33 rushing attempts. That was an anomaly type week. Other than that, this guy's averaging about 10 to 15, on a high game, 15 type rushing attempts, not even 14, right? And when I calculate it and I look out, he had 5 games over 20 points. 5 games out of 13 over 20 points. I don't see the hype. The guy peaked at 151 rushing attempts last year, going into his 3rd year. Like, I don't get it. I don't see it. Am I missing something? Somebody tell me in the comments. Like, I like him. I've said this before. I like him as an RB4, RB5. I can get in the 7th, 8th, 9th round, maybe. I don't see it. He's on the Lions. They've made some improvements on the O-line. I get it. They've done some, they brought in a good receiver. I get it. But I don't see this. Hawkinson, hopefully he stays healthy. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Again, there's some volumes. Goff is going to be efficient. But to draft this guy late 1st round, early 2nd is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Top 8 running back. Not doing it. Not doing it. Not spending a 2nd round pick on DeAndre Swift. Not going to happen for me. Crazy. He's going to surprise you because he's going to completely bust based on that ADP. All right, I could be wrong. DeAndre Swift comes out and becomes the top 2 running back. Very unlikely, but everybody loves him. All right, 5th guy here is going to surprise you, and I love him. I'm going to talk about him. If you guys are new to the channel, it might be news to you. If you're not new to the channel, that's fine. This guy was sitting 17th on the consensus rankings. He's moved up to 10 because I keep talking about him. Saquon Barkley. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to push up his ADP. I'm going to drive it up. Saquon Barkley, guys, improved O-line. Contract year, looking great in camp. He's going to be lining up as a receiver as well. Can catch the ball, can run the ball. There's no committee there. Was preserved last year. 2 years removed off his injury. He's going to surprise. He's going to be top 2, top 3 running back in fantasy points this year. He's sitting number 10 now. The consensus are finally coming along. They're waking up a little bit. They're getting shook up here. So Saquon Barkley will shock you. He will surprise you in a good way this year. I love him. I don't know if you guys love him. I love him. Now, where do I draft him? I would draft him as, late 1st round. That's probably where I'd go. Some people ask me, do you draft him late 1st round? I'm in a $2,000 buy-in league. He got picked up 10th overall. I thought I was going to get him coming back. Obviously, I didn't. So Saquon Barkley, absolutely love the value still. His ADP is going up constantly. Why? Contract year, no committee. 2 years removed from his injury, looking good, healthy. He's going to be a focal point in an offense that has improved their O-line. They brought in some receivers there. Daniel Jones, make or break year, make or break contract year for Saquon. Must win situation for Saquon Barkley. And he's going to help your fantasy teams because he's got to perform. So there you have it, guys. 5 running backs that will surprise you either good or bad way. And you got to wake up, guys. You get the 16-round draft solution. I give you all the optimal players drafting each round. You will crush your leagues. All right, guys, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, thumbs up, and go to manscaped.com. Use code SHOWERLINE20. Go treat yourself, guys. I'm out.